Huffman, Tech Tips here. I'm here with Jason Marsh from Natoma Technologies. Jason, thank you for coming on the program today.
Glad to be here. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you, the audience out there. So, Jason, you are a federal government guy. You've always worked in that federal government,
right,
technology space. There's this big term out there, this big trend called big data. Please tell my audience, what is big data?
Sure thing. Well, big data is data that gets beyond the scope where people can add meaningful intelligence to it on their own. We're growing and growing and growing faster and faster. We're accumulating more data streams, social media streams. We're creating content at such a rapid pace that it's getting beyond the scale of any one person or any one single technology to make meaningful sense out of that. So I think what we've seen over the last couple of years is the focus has been putting that data in a box, getting it into data centers, getting it into the cloud. I think what we're going to see in 2013 is focus on big data and deriving meaningful intelligence out of that. How do you create business insight, and how do you create value out of that data that you have?
Okay, so you mentioned social media. Obviously, that's a new trend with data. How come big data didn't play a role 3 years ago, 5 years ago? Why is it just becoming this big thing now, other than social media?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I think it's always been around. I think storage has always been cheap, and processing power has been expensive. So it's been easy to put it on a server. And
storage now is extremely cheap.
Yeah, exactly. And I think what's changing the game is organizations, businesses in the private sector, and government organizations are trying to find value in that information. They're trying to mine it, and they're trying to turn it into something useful. I mean, business intelligence has been around for a while, data mining has been around for a while, but I think what we're seeing now is a convergence of all that, where it's going to be cloud, it's going to be mobile, it's going to be multi-platform, it's going to be flexible. So we're just dealing, the amount of data is just getting bigger and bigger.
I like what you said, they're multi-platform. We have data in all these different sandboxes, as we say, and one of the things that you spoke about, what I really like, is combining all of that data and working from it in one big sandbox.
Sure. And I think in the federal government, we have vast amounts of user data. We have information on citizens. We have information on constituents. We have information on just about anything that anybody that touches the internet or has an account or relates with the government. So there's a vast amount of that information, and it's in different agencies, it's in different formats, and it's in different structures. And I think one of the challenges that is facing the federal and the public sector space is lack of standards around those data sets. So we're seeing a little bit more movement on that. The Data Transparency Act, which is trying to go through, I think that will help put a little more structure to that, and it will open these data sets. I think Data.gov has done a lot of great work over the last couple of years, publishing those data sets, making them available to citizens, so people can use that information and make decisions and make investments and take action on it.
Excellent. So the IT director out there, the guy at the government agency, big data, we scared them now with this big data. Right. What are they going to do to prepare for this for the future? What can they do to make sure that their organization, their agency can incorporate big data?
Yeah, sure. I think I think it's really to spend the time, and it's really a non-technical solution. I think it's having the conversations internally, understanding your customers' requirements. I mean, we're not talking about rocket science here, but it's really understanding what you're going to do with that data and how you want to put it to work. If your problem is, hey, we can't visualize it, or we can't produce it in a way that we can make sense out of it. There are tools and there are software applications out there to do that. But if you don't know the why, if you don't know why you're gonna need it or what you're gonna do with it, you're really just you're wasting your money, and you're gonna waste a lot of cycles on that.
So the processes behind it.
Yeah, I would say spend that time and have those conversations and understand what are the outcomes that you're trying to achieve. I think another trend that we've seen over the last couple of years is federal organizations are establishing the role of the chief data officer.
Nice. Okay, I've seen that.
Yeah, and I think the role of that person is to really make sure that the organization is managing their data in a meaningful way and is working towards achieving those objectives.
Wow, Jason, thank you so much. I definitely learned something about big data. I hope my audience learns something about big data. Before I let you go, we always do the I don't cook portion of the blog here. Now, you are a Virginia guy. You know, I'm a Maryland guy or a DC guy. You're a Virginia guy. So it's date night. You're taking the wife out for a nice meal in Virginia. Where are you going?
A lot of good places in Northern Virginia. I think the restaurant scene in Arlington is fantastic. You got great places. I'm a big fan of Tallula. I'm a big fan of Eventide.
Wait, Tallula.
Yep.
That's in Arlington?
That's in Arlington. It's in Clarendon off Washington Boulevard.
What do you like to get there?
Oh gosh, I think the last time I went there, I got the lamb burger.
Ooh.
It was unbelievable.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of lamb, big fan of burgers, so it was a good night out.
So Tallula, the lamb burger.
I would get it. Definitely recommend it.
Excellent. Jason, thank you for coming on the program.
Appreciate
This is
it.
Rothman Tech Tips.